Okay, let's dive in. So imagine you're looking at your plants, right?
Yep.
And you notice something. Well, a bit odd.
Uh-huh.
You've got two plants that look really similar, maybe the same species, maybe just varieties growing nearby. One looks great, totally healthy, green.
Right, the picture of health.
Exactly. But the other one, it's got this really specific yellowing going on. But not the whole leaf. It's yellow between the veins.
Ah.
And the veins themselves. They're still clearly stubbornly green. It's this very distinct pattern. Makes you wonder, why that plant and why that specific pattern.
And that visual puzzle, that exact observation, is really the starting point for the source material we're looking at today.
Which is?
It's a recent note just out today, May 24th, 2025. It's about gardening, and it's titled Identifying Iron Deficiency in Basil Plants.
Perfect. So our mission for this deep dive is basically to unpack that note. We want to figure out what it tells us about that weird yellowing plant.
Yeah, what does that specific pattern mean, according to the author?
And, what's causing it? And, importantly, what does the note suggest we can do about it? We're sort of exploring the source together with you, the listener.
So the author actually describes finding this exact situation. Two plants thought they might be basil, maybe something else similar, growing in containers. Portulaca pots, specifically mentioned.
Right. And one's fine, the other's got this issue.
Correct. And the author really zooms in on that leaf symptom.
That yellowing between the green veins. It's not just, a general fade. It's very particular. The note actually gives it a technical name, doesn't it?
It does, yes. According to the note, that specific pattern, it's called interveinal chlorosis.
Interveinal chlorosis.
Yeah.
Sounds specific. And what does the author say this interveinal chlorosis points to?
Well, the note links it pretty directly to a common problem, iron deficiency in the plant.
Iron deficiency. Huh. So that pattern is like a big flashing sign saying, check the iron levels.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what the note suggests.
But hang on. If the plant right next door is doing fine, presumably in similar conditions, similar soil, why would one plant be short on iron? Is the soil just, completely depleted in that one spot?
That's a really good question, and the author addresses that. The note explains it's often not that the iron isn't there in the soil.
Of
It's
course.
more that the iron, even if present, isn't available for the plant to actually absorb and use.
Unavailable. How does that happen?
A really common reason, according to this note, is the soil pH, specifically an alkaline soil, meaning a high pH.
High pH. Okay. How does high pH block iron uptake? What's the mechanism there?
Think of the soil pH as kind of like a gatekeeper for nutrients. The note suggests that when the soil gets too alkaline, the iron ions change form.
Change form?
Yeah, they tend to bind up into compounds that are much less soluble.
Oh.
So the iron is still physically in the soil, but it's essentially locked away. The plant's roots just can't easily pull it in.
Wow. So it's not just about what's in the soil, but the chemistry, whether the plant can actually access it. That makes sense. Okay, so the note connects the symptom interveinal chlorosis to the deficiency iron and points a finger at high pH. Does it talk about fixes?
It does mention potential solutions. The author notes that there are quick fixes, like using iron chelate applications.
Chelates, what do they do?
Chelates are sort of like, they grab onto the iron ions and keep them in a form that stays soluble, even if the soil pH isn't ideal. So the plant can absorb the iron more easily. It's kind of a workaround for the pH issue.
Interesting, like a temporary helper molecule. But for the author's specific plant in the note, what was the more direct solution they considered?
Well, for that immediate problem, the note says the most straightforward fix they thought about was simply transplanting the struggling plant.
Moving it.
Yeah, into a completely new container with fresh potting mix that has a more appropriate, likely lower pH, basically changing its entire root environment to solve the access problem.
Right, get it out of that potentially alkaline soil altogether. Makes sense. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up for you, listening. What's the main takeaway here from this gardening note?
I think the biggest thing is recognizing that specific visual cue. The yellowing happening between the veins while the veins stay green, that interveinal chlorosis.
It's your sign for potential iron deficiency.
Exactly. And crucially, understanding why it might be happening, the note really highlights that high soil pH is often the underlying issue, making the iron unavailable.
And we saw the source touch on different ways to tackle it, those chelate quick fixes or the more fundamental change of transplanting into better soil.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the soil itself. It's not just dirt holding the plant up, it's chemistry. Its pH acts like this invisible gatekeeper controlling which nutrients the plant can actually get.
Yeah, it's not just about feeding your plants, it's about making sure they can actually eat what you give them or what's already there. So a final thought maybe for you to consider. How might that hidden factor, soil pH, be influencing the plants you see every day? What role could it be playing in your own garden